I believe that being a good citizen is more about showing up than showing off. Yet we live in a culture that is all about showing off. So I was that overweight, insecure girl in your 4th grade class that never wanted to show up. I always loved to hide behind my weight or maybe go on a diet because then all I had to do was show off. I also grew up in a culture of showing off. You might know it. It's called politics. My father was an ambassador and a presidential fundraiser. So it wasn't unheard of for my house to be filled with ambassadors and presidents. And so I grew up in this world that was just, it's like this political dreamland. So you wouldn't be surprised to know that I was groomed for it. I ended up working on a presidential campaign right out of college, and at 23, I found myself working at the White House. Here I was working at the White House in this epicenter of power, yet I felt completely insecure and like a fraud. I didn't believe that I belonged there. So there was one thing that helped me get through that. It was escaping with addictions. I was addicted to food, to alcohol, to men, and even to marathons. It was the only thing that was getting me through it. Eventually, my body started to react. My body started to give me panic attacks every single day after my 8 a.m. staff meeting. It was time to go. But I didn't know how or why I would do it. So I ended up, not until 2 years later, leaving Washington. And I got to move to the Midwest, where I was finally able to breathe. And when I was able to breathe, I could finally show up for myself. I was finally able to address those addictions that had haunted me for years and look at that pain from my childhood that sent me to them. All because I showed up, I've been able to keep showing up. But it wasn't me that did it. It was people before me that did it too. They showed me by walking their walk how to show up. What's funny is that in this process of learning how to show up, I have found that we live in this show-off world more than ever. To me, I see that we are sending the generation a message that it's all about your highlight reel and nothing about being real. So my question for you today is, when you go back to your Facebook news feed at home, are you going to show off or are you going to show up? Thank you.